Okay, this is the fridge in the bachelor pad. This will probably be the last video I make from the bachelor pad footage. I did the oven, a dusting video, a bathroom video, and then this is disinfecting the fridge. So this should wrap it up for the most part. I started by pulling the fridge apart, and then I sprayed down all of the door shelves and drawers with disinfectant so that it can sit. I then came in with tub and tile with heavy on the disinfectant in there and sprayed down the whole interior of the fridge. I like to use tub and tile in the fridge because if something like, say, Kool-Aid or jelly spills, that can stain the plastic, and tub and tile takes it off really well. I then came in with a hot soapy rag, wiped down starting with the door. There's sticky stuff in there, but if you're using hot water and you pre-spray it, usually you can get it off with a little elbow grease and a washcloth. Um, you can use a scrubby pad inside of a fridge, but you also run the risk of scratching it, and it usually comes off pretty well with just a washcloth. There is no background noise in this video, so the bachelor pad was a pretty long clean, and so I was playing music, and I was not just singing, I was singing. I was having a good old time, but it was pretty bad. I was belting some Justin Bieber, a little Cardi B. There was then a switch over to 90s country, so saved you guys from that turmoil. It was pretty rough. But it did make the time go by quicker, so there's that. This is the inside of the fridge. I do end up taking the shelves out. Sometimes I pop them out right away. Sometimes I just leave them in there depending on counter space or whatnot. Um, a little tip, some people don't know. You know how stuff spills in the fridge and it goes in between the glass and the lip of the shelf? You can pop the glass out to get both sides of the glass, and then you can clean the lip really well on the shelf. Look at this house was so long ago. I was wearing a sweatshirt. It's been like, was it? It was 10 days in a row of over 90 degrees. Like we broke a record or a third. We were third record here in Minnesota with days in a row of 90 degrees. And then finally got a reprieve yesterday and today. It's been in the 80s and beautiful. And then I looked at the weather, and tomorrow it's supposed to be 101 again. So gave my AC a break for 2 whole days. But it's funny to watch back videos to where I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It seems ridiculous to me, but it was cold then. There's that lip that I was talking about. I don't think I show the freezer in this video. I think that the footage was a bad angle, or who knows. But what I do with freezers is you make sure you have really, really hot water. Unless, of course, the fridge is defrosted and unplugged, then it doesn't matter. But if you're um, cleaning a freezer and it's freezing in there and you try spraying product in there, it's just going to freeze and it's a pain in the butt to wash. If you get your washcloth extremely hot, though, you're going to be able to wash it without it freezing instantly, enough to get whatever you're trying to wash. when doing a fridge, there's lots of like little pieces of stuff to where you usually have to go over it a few different times. The first time is mainly scrubbing and disinfecting and getting off all the stuff, but then you're going to have to wipe it down a few extra times to make sure you get all the little bits that are left over. Here are the shelves from the fridge and the drawers, those types of things that have been sitting soaked in disinfectant. Yeah, don't play when I say hot water. Uh, the hot water I use usually is steaming hot. I love it when a house has super hot water because some houses you go into, they have the hot water tank or heater turned down to where it gets lukewarm. Oh, it's so hard to wash things with lukewarm water. Yeah, I just got an extreme heat warning for tomorrow. Yep, sounds about right. Just had an extreme heat warning pop up on the phone for tomorrow. That checks out. I feel like here in Minnesota we get both extremes. We get like 20 below, wind chill, for the winter to where it's not safe and it hurts to breathe the air and it will burn your skin because it's so cold. And then in the summer with humidity, we have like heat index that's ridiculous. You can't breathe the air because it's like being in a sauna. Yeah, it's a whole rant. Oh, there's another weather alert. Lovely. Yeah, just crazy. I know that some places get hotter, but it's like a dry heat. And there's some places that get just as cold. But it's crazy to me in the Midwest that we get both extremes because both of those, they either get that hot but don't get that cold, or places get that cold but don't get as hot. Yeah, it's a whole thing. If you've never checked out Minnesota, it's beautiful in the summer, but it does get humid and hot. And mosquitoes are basically like a bird here. So all right, I finished washing these up and then I put the fridge back together. I do have some after photos coming up here. Then, like I said, I think that's it for the installment of this rental property. I do have another, oh, yeah, I'm like months behind. So, as far as footage, there's a whole bunch more rental properties coming up as far as footage. I'll see you guys at the next one.